Well, Carole Radziwill went to a wedding in style, or should I say styles? That's right. Carole was seen walking up the stairs at a wedding with Harry Styles. So for Bravo fans, nothing will be as it was, which is a song of Harry Styles's. That's a song title. My name is Riley Hamilton, and I'm joined by Amy Scarlatta, and this is Turtle Time.
I have to say, I saw that photo on Twitter and the tweet was like, is that ... And I just kept scrolling because I was like, don't recognize anyone, next. And then it got sent to me multiple more times. And I was like, I didn't notice it was Carole.
Yeah, oh my God. I only saw it with the context that it was Carole. So I didn't get to have that moment of view of thinking about it for even a second. Someone said, look who this is, Carole with Harry Styles. And what were they doing? They were paired together at this beautiful British wedding.
Yeah, was it in London?
I think so. It was like
Okay.
Carole wrote a nice post. She goes, this was one of the most beautiful weddings I've ever been to. And there was a lot of British sounding names. And then she said, Erin Foster. Is that David Foster's daughter?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Yeah, Erin Foster was definitely included. She goes, look at what Erin Foster has done. She's so amazing. And then it looks like a British wedding, but no, I don't think, I take it back. I don't think this is British at all. It was just a normal, not that British weddings are not normal, but yeah, it was just a wedding. I don't know where it was. Yeah, it looks amazing. They have a bunch of kids that are dressed sort of like the Von Trapp children doing flower petals. It looks,
have you
seen?
There's one, I'm looking at one of her latest posts that I assume is the same situation, and she's dancing with a woman with short, dark hair, and I was scared it was Ghislaine for a second.
I double checked too, but sources are saying there's a couple people who commented saying that's, just so you all know, that's not Ghislaine Maxwell. But this looks, from these photos, are you getting any sensibility that it might be a British wedding, or did I sort of just...
I think she's in France.
Oh, okay. Yeah, France. Okay. Yeah, that looks like France. From a couple of these photos, but yeah, she didn't even post the photo with her with Harry Styles, which is a very kind of like, what's that called when someone does something cool, like to not even show the photo of her that kind of went viral for us Bravo heads. It's like,
but
no,
she's glad that somebody did.
Yeah, Carole's really in the air again. The Ghislaine stuff, and then Watch What Happens Live when she came roaring back with Andy and that big hug, and then now she's walking up the stairs with Harry Styles at a French wedding.
Yeah, it's huge. I also wanted to mention that I was browsing Stassi's Instagram, and she keeps posting about being in England. And if you zoom in on one of them, you can see the little sign behind her because it's her filming. So it has to do with the Vanderpump Villa show. And it looks like it says Rosecroft, and then underneath it, PA, and I can't see the rest. So maybe this estate is called like Rosecroft, or... I can actually only see Rose Cross. So it could be like Rose Cross Passing Estate or something like.
Yeah, Rose Cross. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what it would be. I think Croft really makes a lot of sense. Wow. You may have just been able to see a huge secret. We should look up a bunch of stuff, kind of a Turtle Time exclusive. We should look up a bunch of castles or manors that have the start of that name, and we would find out where Lisa and Stassi are filming out. That's kind of huge.
Yeah, I was doing my detective work, but would we even be able to look it up? Because I feel like it's fake, like Chateau, like Rosabelle or whatever the hell. Like, is that even real?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you just took the wind out of my sails. Yeah, it's probably a Lisa Vanderpump invented name for that sort of manor. All right, well, whatever. We'll try. But that's great news. Huge news for France and for England because of all the stuff that's going on over there.
I was asking Jimmy if we ever had a house. I like when people like Villa Rosa name their house. And I was like, I don't know where I would begin. Like, would you do villa? Would you do chateau? Would you do casa? Would you pensione? Like, what version would you choose?
The options are pensione, villa, casa. I really like, what was the couple of the other ones?
Villa,
and villa means house. I think I want to do casa if you don't mind, or if no one minds.
Feels a little more like fun. Like,
yeah,
like, welcome to my casa.
Because if I started calling my place a villa, people would be kind of. I think to say the least, they'd be a little stunned when they walked in. So maybe, well, what are the other ones? Pensione?
Yeah, I feel like that more means like apartment though. Doesn't it? Like a pensione, like that's like in a building?
Yeah, you know what? Let me look up that, and I'm gonna come up with a definitive answer by the end of this episode. What did you
Okay.
decide on?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm like,
All right, well,
like
maybe let's both think when you think when I'm talking, and I'll think when you're talking, and we can get to the bottom of this thing. What do you
Okay.
think? Like, should I just say Casa de Hamilton?
Yeah, I guess you could always do something like like retreat or like
Oh, the Hamilton Retreat. What about
hideaway.
Ooh, what about Penny's Hideaway?
That's cute.
Yeah, are you okay with that for now as a TBD?
I like it.
Okay, good. All right. I've got some huge news here. This one is going to blow the hair back in everybody's heads. You thought the Harry Styles Carole news was big? This overshadows that completely. Karen Huger, as of this recording right now, was just released from prison. And I already have seen the footage. Did you see some of this footage of her coming
Yes.
out?
She's waving like the queen. I'm so relieved for her.
Me too. It must feel so good to get out of prison after 6 months. Could you imagine?
Oh my God. Yeah, it looked like they were filming too.
Yeah. Someone said there was a news reporter on the ground, and they said that Bravo had staked cameras. I couldn't confirm whether or not that was true because there was a lot of people with cameras, and I wasn't sure if it seemed like Bravo production was there. But it's quite possible. I mean, they would want to be there, I would imagine.
Yeah, like why wouldn't they do that?
Yeah, but it must feel so good. And I think, like you and I were already saying, Karen Huger had some of the best behavior they've ever seen because she was originally sentenced for 1 year, and they kept whittling that thing down, sort of like Jin Shah. So she got a lot of her sentence reduced. It's kind of nice that prison program exists.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not going to bring up Ghislaine again, I swear, but I saw that she got banished from doing like fun, like dog training program because her crimes are too bad. And I was like, I would be so sad.
Oh my God. Because when they're possibly doing those activities, someone said you don't get access to the dogs because what you did was too heinous.
Like, I would be so happy if I was in jail and they were like, you get a cat in your cell because it makes you a better person to have a pet. And I'd be like, finally.
Oh my God, that would be so sweet. Oh yeah, that's the ultimate upgrade for what you like to make your prison time better. It reminds me of all of those films, Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile, where both of them, I think, one of them has a little beautiful mouse. In Escape from Alcatraz, he's got a beautiful mouse.
Okay.
And then in Green Mile, don't get me started on what that one guy does to the mouse, but there's a beautiful mouse that another inmate gets to have. But unfortunately, this horrible inmate does something bad to it.
Oh my God.
An inmate that's not on their best behavior, to say the least.
Oh no. I saw Caught Stealing yesterday and I was so stressed about the cat, just as I predicted. You never get to chill about the cat for the entire almost 2 hours.
Really? Is that sort of Darren Aronofsky sort of creating an artificial tension point by making you have to worry about that the whole time?
Yeah, it definitely is a tool there. But because I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was good. But you have to remember that Aronofsky will make you suffer one way or the other, you know?
Yeah. So it was good.
I liked it. But it's like very stressful and violent.
Stressful and violent, and Darren Aronofsky. All right, well, I'm gonna think about that. I've already talked about this, but he's so hit or miss for me that unless you said it was a full blown masterpiece, I'm more on the end of gonna be disappointed. Ultimately, I think
Yeah, it's like it's what I thought Anora was gonna be like. Because remember, I don't know if we already talked about it. Remember, Anora like surprisingly had no violence.
Yeah.
Like no one actually got hurt.
Yeah. Sean Baker's a PG-13 guy. You can tell. He doesn't like going R. He just goes R because he likes that A24 R rating, but he's a PG-13 guy.
Yeah, like the gangsters in that are like, I don't want to hurt you. Like,
they're slipping on
come
bananas.
On. Tell us where the stuff is. Where's the guy?
Yeah, 2 of them slip on banana peels while they're chasing Anora. And do you
like
remember?
Literally almost. Yeah,
it's like, that was just pretty silly. So this is a more sort of R-rated, thrilling.
I'll just say there's like pliers at one point.
Oh my
You know
God.
what
All
I'm
right. Oof. Darren Aronofsky and pliers. All right. Maybe I'm back in.
saying? Okay. Well, Karen doesn't have to think about stuff like that anymore because she's going to be in the Chateau Grand Dame in comfort and luxury.
Yeah, we already speculated what she was probably doing, but I mean, I don't think we could say enough that this feels probably so good. 6 months. I mean, that went by like a blink of an eye, but probably not for her. But for me,
Yeah.
that 6 months was quick as hell. But I'm so glad she's out. We got to hope that this era of no drinking and driving continues for a really long time. But if I was Karen, I would just be like running around having the time of my life. Going to that place that we already talked about, that brunch spot, saying hey to Ray a couple times, and then meeting with Giselle, to say, Giselle, this is what it was like. Thanks for sending me that letter in prison like you did. Remember when Giselle sent that letter?
Yeah. Did you see that she had one stan waiting out front?
Really?
Yeah.
One
It
stan?
was like on the news, it was like so-and-so, Karen Huger fan.
Oh my God. Wow. I would have gone if we were close by and it was near to clap and cheer for her.
Yeah. If any LA Bravo people go to jail for not really bad reasons, we could visit.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh my God. Yeah. I was thinking when Tom Girardi's not going to come out anytime soon, right? Because he's going in, right?
I want you should be him for Halloween and everyone would think you're David Byrne.
Yeah, I would do
the giant suit.
I would have to distinguish myself in some way to clearly know that I'm Tom Girardi. But anyway, yeah, no, I'm with you completely. The next LA-based celebrity that's sort of within a 15-mile radius of us when they get released from jail, let's go. If it wasn't too heinous, the act that they committed. Okay, I got huge news now. That's a good thing about Karen. That's great. And I can't wait to see Bravo track this era of post-prison life because I can't wait to hear Karen's take on all this shit. But now I got even more wild shit to talk about. And this is about Scheana Shay. Scheana Shay is back in the news majorly in 3 different sort of arenas of news. The first one you illuminated to me just before we started recording. Scheana Shay got stung by a bee for the first time in her life at the age of 40, and she's not allergic to it. So we can kind of stop worrying because some people were worried that if you get your first bee sting late in life, you always wonder if you're allergic. But Scheana Shay's not allergic to bees.
Yeah, I got stung by a bee the day that Lindsay Hubbard announced her pregnancy.
Really?
The universe double stung me.
Was that on 4th of July?
Yeah, that's why I remember.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I was in a pool for both.
Oh my God. And you don't have
I tried to save the bee and then it attacked me and I felt bad. I was like, well, now you're going to die. I risked it all for you.
Is it true that bees die when they sting?
I think so.
Really? Like rips out all their guts? I'm also just like you. I try to save bees when they love water so much, but half of them end up dying in it.
I know, it's so sad. You got to get a leaf of some kind. My parents have a magnolia tree over their pool, so there's always like good bee saving floaties everywhere. So I could always do that, but in this pool I had to use my hand and it hurt, but mostly it's just that it itched for like 2 weeks. That's what they don't tell you.
Oh my God, I haven't been stung by a bee in so long, so I don't even remember my reaction. I started crying. I think I was 10. I started crying and my friends had to take me home. But well, okay. So that was sort of on the lighter end of news. Not light that Scheana got stung by a bee, but not a huge.
That's no laughing matter.
No, that's not funny at all. But this was big. Okay, do you know that outlet, the U.S. Sun?
Yes.
There's some rat, or let's use a nicer word, some leaker in the Vanderpump Rules camp. We don't know who it is, but they give every single, they sing to U.S. Sun every single day with all of these facts. And the U.S. Sun reported that Scheana Shay and The Valley Season 3 are a no-brainer. This insider source said Scheana Shay is definitely going to be full-time on The Valley because they want that wonderful post-affair timeline of Scheana and Brock dealing with that. And so they said that The Valley's going to start soon. And this source, which, take U.S. Sun with a grain of salt. I think they've been right before. I don't know. They were right about something about her sandwich shit. It just seems like they have a really just a random source that kind of gets fed stuff all the time. So anyway, the U.S. Sun says it's pretty likely and that The Valley is going to be filming very soon, which we know is true.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's good. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's a great update. I think that it makes a lot of sense if Jax is going to withdraw to have another heavy hitter OG come to take his place from the Vanderpump Rules universe, and also that Brock stuff is just too potent to ignore for Valley producers to get a little piece of that. Kind of smart and
Yeah.
strategic of Scheana.
Yeah,
To save
totally.
it so there's something that the Valley can capture, of her life.
I'm curious how it will turn sideways. Like, will Janet be annoying about it somehow, or like talk shit and like brag about her own marriage or something? Like, how's it going to play out? How will there be more drama because she brought that to the table? You know?
Yeah, who will get pissed? Well, Kristen and Scheana, I think, have a sort of interesting dynamic now. I think they'll always love each other, but I think they have rifts, constantly in their relationship. So it might be interesting to see how Kristen reacts to Scheana being on the show
Mhm.
and about that Brock
Yeah.
news. I mean, Kristen might be like, fuck this guy, Brock.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, I liked him fine. And then I found out that he cheated on one of my friends of 15 years or 20 years. Like, Kristen might have too close of a relationship with Scheana where she reacts strongly to that. And then I have no idea how the hell Janet's going to react to anything.
Yeah. You tried to send me a post from her the other day and I couldn't see it because I don't follow her and she's private.
I know. I forgot that she was private, and I follow her. I follow her because she was so nice to me after I did that Valley van thing.
Mm.
She was being so nice to me, so I followed her, so I get access to all these amazing private posts. It was what I was sending you was her take on the Taylor Swift getting engaged to Travis Kelce meme. It was sort of funny. It said, Janet looks at Dave and Buster's like the way
Oh, right.
Travis looks at Taylor, and it was sort of a meme
Right.
in that format.
Got it. Yeah. I didn't need to see that.
Really? So I shouldn't have. Said that.
No, I'm saying like that doesn't like make me forlorn that I don't have access.
Oh, sorry. I was underselling it. If you get access to Janet's stories, there's a lot of good stuff in there. That was not for everyone. That was more for me. Like, I was the one who was squealing in delight when I saw that. That one, I started screaming and squealing. That's why I wanted to send it to you. But she does a lot of good heavy hitters too on her Instagram. So
Okay.
just a selling point if you want to follow her.
Okay. Can you even follow her anymore? Or she has to approve you.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Oh my God, I got in on the ground floor, kind of.
Lucky you.
Yes, and then lastly on this Scheana news roundup, I listened to this podcast. It was called Shenanigans. It was a clip. It was Sheena's podcast, and she talked about how there's this little bubbling grudge. I could sense a bubbling grudge that Scheana was talking about. Someone asked a question. They go, what the hell was Lala doing when she didn't promote your book in a very good, robust way? And Scheana goes, yeah, I thought about that a lot. We sent a big PR package to everyone, and I even checked in to make sure that Lala got it because she never posted about it. And then she did, Scheana said that then Lala did this sort of really kind of, she didn't say shitty, but just not very monumental post at all. It kind of just, it was one of those, what did you call it when you do an Instagram and it just creates a background for you?
Oh, create mode.
It was create mode, and it just said Scheana has book, and it just said, and then that was it, completely nothing else. And so I think that there's a little bit of some hard feelings, even though she says that her relationship with Lala is okay. Maybe that's another little sort of breadcrumb for us to want to eat in order for us to get some Lala and Scheana action on the Valley
Right.
by saying there's a little bit of a rift there.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be a mixed family. Like, they own homes near each other. She said in her book that like they essentially agreed to raise their kids together.
Yeah, don't they have a property? Haven't we talked about this before? Where it's a property like in Big Love, where
Like a compound.
yeah, isn't it like where they share a yard or something in Palm Springs, and both their houses connect on the same yard?
My God, I don't know. I knew that they were like very close. I didn't know it was like that. That would be cool though.
Have you ever seen
I
Big
know
Love?
that I did watch it at the time for a bit, but I don't remember it like at all.
Yeah, it kind of gets bad, but he's kind of this guy. He's a Mormon, and he's kind of got a
Paxton?
Paxton, yeah, and
Rip.
all of his yeah, very very sad. But he pretends like he's got only one wife and one I think, a couple children, but really this thing is amazing. And there's 4 houses on the property. And he's got a bunch of different wives.
Khloe Kardashian and Kris Jenner share, like, they can enter each other's properties. They connect.
That, oh my God, that is amazing. So, all right, well, good for Scheana to have 3 news stories on Turtle Time. I mean, that's a rare, huge, momentous occasion to have that much. But I don't think there was anything else at all news-wise, right? I think we should just get out of this news segment, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we'll keep a close eye on if Carole Radziwill is with Harry Styles again, because he was also spotted with Zoe Kravitz in, I think, like Roma.
Really? Just
in
recently?
his Ripley era.
Oh my God, Harry Styles. I think he's I could say he's probably having a lot of fun right now, going around Europe, going to weddings and hanging out with Zoe Kravitz. Well, great. Well, what's next for Harry Styles? We'll tell you the next time we see him. And then now I think that you and I, Amy, we have to talk about this. I've been thinking about it ever since we caught up on McBee. I was like, oh my God, we are going to get to watch the McBee season 2 finale in real time. And now it really came. It's here. It's the season 2 finale. I think it was called, if I'm remembering correctly, something like Jail Cells and Wedding Bells, or maybe Wedding Bells and Jail Cells.
Yeah, it was like Wedding Bells and Shotgun Shells.
It was something like, it was like Jail Cell, something like that. And then, for me, when I saw that title, I go, oh my God, I think I know exactly what this alludes to. Wedding Bells for sure is Jesse and Allie. And then we saw a little glimpse of Galena getting arrested, and so that's sort of the Jail Cells. It really fulfilled the promise of that title. Would
totally.
You agree with that, right?
Yeah, I feel like, because this was episode 9, so I wonder if they were like, we can't do better than this for a finale. Like, let's make it 9 and cut it.
Oh, was this 9?
I think so.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're probably right. They're probably like, this. It doesn't get much better than this. They're probably like, let's stop, let's stop everything. And then they said, let's add that final scene that really sort of clinches this season, which is when Steven has that talk with his brothers. But I want to talk overall. I think I'm gonna be a little bit of a stinker just to start, so I get out my horrible feelings first, and then I can have a lot of fun. The wedding, for the most part, I gotta say, was one of the most lackluster, boring weddings I've ever seen committed to film.
Yeah, low energy.
I like weddings where every single step of the way, every single detail is like, these are the 15 things we're going to do. But there was something about that combination, and also the low energy guests and the low energy relationship at the center, and just everything about it.
They're kind of like both flop personalities. Like, if the show rested on that McBee, it would be canceled.
Oh, for sure. I absolutely. Jesse is a good contrast to Cole and Steven Jr. and even Braden. You like him as one of the 4 McBees, but Allie and Jesse were kind of in a little bit of a funk at their wedding. I'll just say it. They were like not really that happy,
not thrilled.
Wasn't that fun. And then the wedding, no offense to people who have had this exact wedding. I loved it. And it's great if you go. If I'm participating in that wedding, I'm getting drunk, I'm dancing, I'm going to try to steal the garter when Jesse throws it at me. I'm loving that kind of stuff. But to watch it, these McBee boys, Steven, this is when Steven Jr. needs to put on that producer hat again and say, I'm going to produce a bunch of fake shit. Like the Kala stuff was completely fake. I'm producing a lot of fake shit. Why don't I put that fake producer energy into making this wedding seem fucking awesome? Put a bunch of deer heads, not heads, deer horns. I don't want deer horns, but I just mean do a bunch of stuff that's like, let's fire a round of shotguns into the air. Let's have a
helicopter.
A helicopter. Let's have a McBee beef buffet. Let's put something on the walls of this purely white building with no decoration at all in it. I just was like, this was probably, this was the most cookie cutter generic wedding I've ever seen, and not one notable thing happens at all the entire time, except for Galena making having what happens to her, which I won't step on it. But so what did you feel?
Also like dark and sad.
Did you feel the same way as me as that?
Yeah, I was like, actually, I think one of them should run away because they don't seem like they want to get married at all. Like she, at one point when she walks down the aisle, she goes, "You were supposed to cry. You didn't cry when you saw me." Like she's like pissed. But also I was listening to their latest podcast right
Hmm.
before this, just for like 10 minutes. And the other brothers, Cole and Steven, they were talking shit about the wedding, kind of.
Really?
Like they were like, the food sucked, the bar cut off at 11 p.m. Like we didn't get to party. Like they were like, my wedding would be way better.
Oh my God, you just sent chills going through my entire body. Steven and Cole said that about Jesse's wedding.
Yeah, like they were like, they seemed anti like marriage, like wedding
Hmm.
industrial complex, where they're like, you spend like 30 grand and it's not even that great. Like I would do it like this. Like
Yeah.
I would have McBeef. I think they literally said that. And like I'd have an open bar like forever. Like we would party all night. Um, they were like, why did they like buy into this system where there's all these restrictions? It sucked.
I agree, and that was something that probably the wedding planner and maybe Allie was deferring to the wedding planner, but they really just did everything that I've seen. I mean, I've gone to like 15 weddings now in my
Yeah.
life because I had never been to a wedding before, and then Megan had a lot more friends than me, and so
Yeah.
she started sending me to a bunch of different weddings, and so I've seen them all. And Jesse's is like exactly the epitome of sort of the classic structure. So that's where I think that, yeah, Jesse, it was up to him and Allie to be like, hey, we're going to have a wedding, but this is going to be captured on television. So maybe we should do really cool, unique stuff. And they didn't do it. And they left it up to Steven Jr. to try to provide all the drama he could by calling a bunch of people who weren't at the wedding, which is kind of a funny thing for him to do, to be
Yeah.
really concerned about Galena.
Yeah.
Well, let's get through it before I'll save my Kala takes for when we actually talk about it.
Yeah. You do your introduction while I take my sweatshirt off because I just became extremely hot. I'm having a hot flash.
I'm extremely hot too. Okay.
Hold on.
I'll talk. Okay, so these McBee boys roll up to the wedding. Amy's already back, so I
Yeah.
didn't have to talk that long without her. Okay, these boys roll up to the wedding, and they are proper. On time. They're like, we're early. What do we do for an hour? We're even earlier than they wanted us to be here. And they say,
Yeah.
let's shotgun Michelob Ultra beers, and that's
Yeah.
like the one rowdy moment. No, it's not even rowdy, but like the
Yeah.
one little bit of fun they do the entire night was this.
Yeah. Who's that guy that's always with them? He's almost like the fifth brother. He's like
Yeah.
a farmhand.
He's amazing. There's a lot more story, I think, going on with Jake, I think his name
Yeah.
is.
Bring
Jake.
him in on season 3. They go, what are we going to do with all this extra time? He goes, drink beer.
Yeah, he goes, drink beer, and it was almost perfectly timed to make everyone laugh.
Yes.
And-
I'll also say, because I thought of this when I saw Allie busting open some champagne, I got spoiled like a week ago that low key, apparently she was pregnant at her wedding. And that might be partially why they were freaked out or weird, and like why he had a panic attack in the last episode.
It made me wonder why Allie was drinking so much at the wedding. I'm just kidding. She didn't drink a sip on camera.
That's a bummer. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too. Yeah, no, that's a great thing to say up front, because let's look at now. We can look at Jesse's panic attacks and anxiety and their sort of timid behavior at this wedding that makes them seem like they're sort of a loveless couple. And maybe it was just them being really worried that she was 3 months pregnant, and they're like, we're rushing through this wedding, but we've got an even bigger secret that we haven't told anyone. So that that adds a little bit of a lens into their feelings here. Okay, and then Jesse goes to write his vows, and then the boys are kind of very in a silly, sweet way. They're kind of like, this is Jesse's worst nightmare. He hates being looked at. He hates being talked about. He's going to be in front of 250 people. And then he goes, I can hear you right now, my brothers. Please stop talking about me like this.
Yeah. So like, I won't spoil it completely, but he does something at the end, like at the height of the wedding party moment, that is so out of character, and he looks like he hates it so much, like that I'm like, you don't have to do stuff like that just because you think that that's a thing that happens at weddings. Like, A wedding should be like built around your personality.
Yeah, it made me sad. Let's just say it now. After Jesse gets done kissing and they become bride and groom, he goes, "I'm going to turn you around right now, Allie. So please, please let me twirl you." And then he goes to twirl her, and his hat flies off his head, sort of cartoonishly. It starts to spin around in circles and flop to the ground. And then he has a very, exaggerated worry, and it kind of ruined the moment a little bit. I could tell
Yeah.
that he was really embarrassed, and he didn't need that extra moment of
No.
flair.
And then on the dance floor, he puts his head under her skirt and takes the garter off with his mouth and gives like this whole like magic Mike moment. And I'm like, he looks so miserable.
Yeah, and he was down there for so long. It was like for 20 full seconds. It was like, what the hell
Cole
is
like
going
had
on?
to look away. He was like, "Oh."
Cole said, "Oh my God, what's Jesse doing down there?" Yeah, and then also Jesse slid on his knees. We're kind of getting ahead of it, but Jesse
Yeah.
slid on his knees, and it's like, yeah, I guess he wanted a big red Solo Cup barnyard kegger, and then
Yeah.
he deferred to Allie, and he still wanted these sort of little cowboy-esque or sexy moments, but
Yeah.
he was so uncomfortable and awkward. I mean, they were both really awkward around each other.
Yeah.
So it kind of put a little damper on all of these little unique moments and made them kind of stick out like sore thumbs. Okay, Kala, they don't know Kala is coming because Steven says Kala is coming, but I'm just going to say my Kala thing for the entire arc now. This is a lie. This is fake. Something happened off screen that Steven's not talking about. She agreed not to go to the wedding. There's no way Kala ditched the wedding on the day of and wasn't answering her phone call. Steven Jr. is such a producer in training, which he needs to drop that completely. Steven, it's over. No more fake barbecue in Kansas City trips. There's enough fun stuff going on. You do not need to be a producer. So he faked this Kala thing, and Kala faked this thing. And at the end of it, after calling her and going, I think she's not here, she pretends like she quits the show and takes her mic off and says like, I guess that's one last McBee, or she goes, I can't be around the McBees anymore, or I think I got to get off this crazy train.
Yeah.
She says,
the McBees have seen the last of me. She takes her mic off, walks away. But then I don't know when this is from, so I can't honor the timeline, but I sent it to you because on Twitter, someone posted about her quitting. And then someone replied saying, she may have quit the show, but she's still driving their car and living in their apartment for free, even while dating a new guy. And there's an Instagram story from Cole saying, at Kayla, since you won't answer my calls, I'm coming down tomorrow to get our car back and you're driving, and I'm also kicking you out of my mom's apartment. You want to keep talking shit? I'm done. Fuck you, bitch. See you tomorrow.
Oh my God. And we know, see you tomorrow. It's kind of scary.
I know.
I'm coming to get my
It's
car.
It seems ill-advised to post that.
I know. I was wondering how quickly you deleted that thing. I'm going to come take your car. And I'm going to kick you out of your home. I don't know enough to know about like Kala talking shit about them, I guess, in the off season. But so maybe there were some moments that happened, but they didn't do whatever the rationale is for why Kala didn't come. It wasn't handled well at all. And I have too much doubt about Steven's, fake intentions sometimes that I didn't buy this. So you can almost I wanted to strike the Kala shit off this. It was such a lackluster way for Kala to end her run on this show. I was like, what the hell happened? You guys were fine last week?
Sometimes I feel like they almost don't plan ahead enough on their like storyboarding for this show or something, where they're just kind of like cobbling it together where they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, they need to make some changes. I mean, this finale was definitely, I was just like, man, a wedding, like that's like the holy grail of content for Bravo.
Totally.
You only get one of those every season.
The Bravo weddings are always like the shit.
Yeah, and it's like they didn't do a bachelor party, even though they pretended they didn't call that Nashville trip a bachelor party. They could have milked the shit out of that. They could have had Allie have a competing one, even though they would have had to justify why she's not drinking. But still, they didn't milk this for all it's worth. It's time for all the McBee boys to think, how do we have the most fun on camera and be the wildest we can that's not fake? That's the true goal, and they haven't gotten there yet. We got Steven doing fake shit, and so this was sort of the epitome of that, of what not to do, I would say, for a finale.
I also wanted to say I watched this live on like DirecTV, and there was a little like I don't know what you call that, like screen integration in the top right that kept popping up, and it was for football. And I was like, I bet the Peacock NBCU team were like licking their lips thinking about how this is perfect to do some crossover.
Oh, was it promoting football?
Yeah. And I'm like, that wouldn't happen on like Housewives.
Like a live game?
Yeah, it was like watch on Monday or whatever. I don't know.
Holy shit. Yeah, you're right. Oh my God. I've never seen that before, but that's
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that are probably going to be like, oh my God, I'm loving McBee. And then I want to switch over to football. Okay. Then Steven Jr., who, I love, I'm talking shit, but I love him, but he does another fake thing to the security guard.
Yeah.
He goes, hello, Mackie. You remember those 2 Russians I said they were banned from this wedding? Well, one of them is not banned any longer. She looks like this, and then this one looks like this.
Yeah.
Masha. And he goes, ha ha, isn't it funny that there are 2 blonde, blue-eyed Russians, and you have to think about which one? It's like, I don't know. Was Masha really gonna... you know what I mean? This kind of just struck me as a little Steven having a little bit of fun.
What's the opposite of a flight risk? Like likely to show? They were talking about on the podcast that there was some Halloween party they had, and it sounded like fun stuff happened. And they were like, and Masha showed up, and they said that Galina actually danced with her, and they were like wasted, and they sort of like buried the hatchet briefly. But then when Masha left, Galina like had a crash out again.
Oh my God. I wonder what they were dressed as.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, that's okay. I know,
Barbie.
I'm not even calling into question that Masha would show up, would be very weird. Like, how would
It
she
was
justify
weird at
that?
the car wash.
But this is a wedding. I go to car washes that I'm not invited to all the time, and it's not a big deal. They kick me out. Wedding is like, you're not invited. How do you justify that? I thought I was supposed to go.
I could see it.
But, I know people have crashed weddings before, but that would be Masha would completely derail her entire integrity by not being invited to a wedding and going. But
yeah. I don't think it's irrational to prepare for that scenario, though.
You're right. I take everything that I said back. I just think that Steven is delighted like a cat in the canary coal mine. That's one. He's having too much fun a little bit with this, but maybe that's where he gets his pleasure from.
Yeah, he goes. He's like, they would both put up a fight. He goes, do you got a taser? Because they're feisty. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, you might have to tase Masha. But he goes, this is one, and you could tell that Mackie knows pretty much the difference between Galina and Masha here.
I'd be so stressed out. I'm like really bad at like, I think I have like low key like face blindness. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm never sure.
Prosopagnosia, I think is what that's called.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. But it doesn't apply to celebrities. I can spot a celebrity from a mile away.
Really? I have facial recognition like 10 out of 10.
Good.
If I've ever seen a face in my life, I remember it for the rest of my life. And you have low facial
I just get confused
skills.
where like if you change some elements, like if someone has a disguise or something, I'm like, it's over.
Go on YouTube. I'm gonna cover my mouth and my eye.
Yeah, I'm like, no clue.
Really?
No, it's just like if you showed me a photo, a total stranger that I have like no context for, if there's like a photo where they look different and like from another, I'd be like, I cannot tell you if that's the same person in each photo.
Oh my
You know
God.
I mean?
Oh my God. Are you not good at the TMZ Celebrity Scramble?
I think celebrities I could do.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Because I have like context, like deep, like I have so much like evidence.
So if I sent you friend scramble and I sent you a bunch of photos of some of our friends with scrambled faces, you would have a harder time?
I guess I think it more applies to like if I saw a crime and you were like, who was it? And I'd be like, I have no idea.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't know what they looked like.
Oh, awesome. Well, if you and I are ever together and a crime happens, I would be the one who could blink for 1 second and see that face forever etched in my memory.
Good.
So we could do the witness thing together.
You could sketch it.
Maybe you would know a different quality about it, the criminal, and I would know their face, and we'd be the perfect sort of crime-stopping duo.
I'd be like, he looks like Dermot Mulroney.
Oh my God. And I'd be like, yes, and that coincides with these eyebrows that I just said that he had or something. I don't know if he has characteristic
I'd be like,
eyebrows.
he looked like Cole McBee.
Oh my God, that would be so cool. I can't wait till we see these McBee boys running around. Well, speaking of the McBee boys, this is when they start to actually have the wedding. I mean, it's pretty, I hate to say this word, the dreaded B word, but it's pretty boring.
Yeah, I did love
All
that
of
they
this.
had that disco mirrored sign that just said McBee's.
Yeah, yeah, I was kind of flipping out when I saw that too. Mama McBee goes, "You've done something right when you've got 4 McBee boys up on a stage at the same time, 2 boys looking at the other 2 boys, and one of them is officiating to the one getting married. And I'm a happy Mama McBee," she said.
Yeah, she's like, hopefully we'll have 3 more McBee nuptials. And also, the parents got along very nicely at this event. They complimented each other how they looked. They said like, wow, like our son's getting married today. Like they were well behaved and sort of respectful.
I thought Christy was initiating more with Steve McBee than Steve was with her. I felt like she was going, "You look nice, Daddy McBee," and like she was saying like, "We did this together, Steve." Like I caught like 3 moments where she initiated, which
Yeah.
I thought was interesting.
At one point, he gives her his vest to wear because she's cold.
That is really sweet. Steve was kind of sweet at this wedding. He goes, my son, you've done so good. Allie's a wonderful woman." And then when he calls, well, I don't want to step
Yeah.
on it, but he does have a sweet phone call where he talks to Arena for some reason. Okay, I want to talk about Stephen Jr.'s speech. So he gives this speech, and it was sort of reminiscent of the Three Little Pigs speech. He said there was one house that the wind blew and it took it down, and then the wind blew again, but it couldn't take Allie and Jesse's house down because that last house was built on rock. And so it was sort of like, I was like, oh my God, I've never heard this type of speech. It's almost a perfect analogy for a relationship. The first little pig is built on straw. The second little pig is clay mud. And then the fourth is built on brick. So they must have chopped out when he talked about the 2 other little pigs. But he did the third little pig house, and they were having fun. But this was another instance where I wish Stephen Jr. could have probably put some McBee spice on that thing
Yeah.
and make it a little better.
No, it was very generic. He also said in that podcast, I really got a lot of juice, that you know how he got that like his license to officiate from that website.
Yeah.
He still had the card in his wallet. And he said that when he originally did the rehearsal, that they have like boilerplate in the thing that's like, and now with the power of honoraryweddingregistry.com, I pronounce you. And the mom was like, "You don't say that."
Wow, that's so funny. Wow. Was this on the
Like
latest?
He kept the .com in the
That's
speech.
awesome. Was this on the latest podcast episode?
Yeah, I think it was from like this morning or something.
Oh my God, I gotta listen to that.
I opened YouTube and it was just on the homepage, and I was like, sure.
I think I subscribed to us on Turtle Time so that we could get or like hot off the presses McBee news. Also, we didn't talk about this, but they both have white shining teeth. And Jessie, one of our Villa Rosa VIPs, and also Megan kept saying this. She goes, "Someone got turkey teeth between season 1 and season 2. Jessie got a major overhaul in the teeth department."
That's what I was thinking too, and I was like, I need to go back because that seems out of character, but they look like so like
Different.
huge.
Yeah, not even, they look much bigger than season 1. And I'm not a person, I'm sort of like you with that facial stuff where I don't notice things. I see your face once and I always remember it, but I don't know little tweaks to it. But yeah, you got bigger teeth. And then this is when Allie, well, you already referenced this, but Allie does say, "Hey, you didn't cry at all when you saw me walking down the aisle," which it doesn't seem like Allie or Jessie would be someone that would have,
No.
cried. I think she was just making conversation up there because she was nervous as hell.
Yeah, they both, like, neither of them emote. Like, when they had that conversation where he admits to having an anxiety attack, and she's sort of like, "Glad you told me. Would you want to postpone the wedding?" Like, I was like, you guys are not made for prime time. I'm sorry.
But I like Allie. I think Allie, I don't think I've said
I like
this.
her as, like, a normal person, but she's just not much of a personality.
I guess you're right. I think Allie's got something in her, but Jessie is, I don't know. Jessie's got some, like, I think Jesse's got some stuff that I'm like worried about the iceberg theory of Jesse. Like I hope he figures things out, because he seems sort of like conflicted and a little unhappy and anxious all the time. So I hope that there's nothing like going on wrong, or if he wants to talk to somebody, he can.
Because they implied before they got engaged that he had been unfaithful, right? Like he kind of said something like, "I've made some mistakes in the past."
I think so too. She never specifically called him out, but I think in that 12-year run from 18 to like 30 or whatever, I'm sure there were some dalliances. You know who my favorite cast member is that I've never congratulated?
Who?
Casey.
Yeah, she's good. They have, even though Cole is like a shit show, they have like chemistry. Like you're at least like they get down. You know?
Oh yeah, it's like fiery chemistry. There's that part where he catches the garter in his mouth, and then he looks over at Casey, and Casey gives him sort of a funny like look. Like they have an interesting, like they can poke fun at each other, but there's this deep, beautiful love between them. And I just think Casey's really funny. She's kind of like a diamond in the rough on this show. She has
She's also like beautiful. Like she's like. She was on the podcast too. I don't know if she usually is, but she was there.
Oh my God. Casey and Cole are kind of goals for me. I mean, I hope that Cole continues this trajectory of being one of the best human beings on earth. And
she said he's a whole new person, and they want to wait. She said, as of this podcast today, that she would say yes if he asked her to marry him, but they want to wait until their baby Blair can walk down the aisle.
That is so cute. Oh my God. So that's going to be in a year to 18 months.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they were talking about a honeymoon, because he was like, I got to start saving for a ring because I've only been saving for that elk hunt. And then I was kind of like, girl, ask for more, but she said that she would be okay with their honeymoon being the elk hunt.
No way. Casey is so cool. Oh my God. I was thinking of an awesome proposal that Cole could do is someone tells Casey to go in a big swamp, like wade in a swamp.
Like a ghillie suit.
Like a ghillie suit. And she goes, guess what? We're going to do a fun activity. Go into this swamp and I'll come there and we're going to catch these certain type of frogs or whatever. This is not, and then all of a sudden, guess who slurps up from the depths? It's Cole in a big, huge suit. What is this? Breathing suit, scuba gear. And he comes up from the swamp where she was, and he has the ring.
In like a clamshell.
In a clamshell. I would think that was so cute because you would have no idea where he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry, this is non sequitur. Didn't Eddie of Eddie and Tamra put the ring in a clamshell?
Oh my God. I need to watch again if that happened. I don't remember how Eddie proposed.
I think she had to like pry it out.
Gosh, they have such a loving relationship.
Goals.
That's beautiful. And then after so we already talked about this sad moment where Jesse tries to have a little burst of energy and he blows it. The hat goes on another guest's head and he goes, oh shit. He goes, sorry. Oh God, I blew it big time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a bad cowboy feng shui. When your cowboy hat flies away and goes on a different cowboy's hat, that's bad.
I know.
Juju.
Yeah, especially at a wedding, it makes it doubly cursed. And then he goes, oh God, I got to fix my hair. And you could tell, for a nervous, embarrassed guy like me, me specifically, if I did that, I'd be thinking about it for the rest of my life. I couldn't do something like that. But then when I was watching it, I was like, don't worry, nobody cares, Jesse. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Gotta loosen up, bro.
Yeah, loosen up, and you should have tied a little string under your hat for when you were going to do that.
He had a little chin strap the whole wedding, like elastic strap.
And then they go at the end of it. This is when all the love has been sucked out of this relationship. They're just sitting in these chairs and they're kind of like this. And they're kind of just like, wow, we did it. That was really good. The hard part's over. And I'm like, God, guys, look at each other.
I know.
I say, I love you. Kiss.
She was like, were you nervous? He's like, yeah. And she goes, I was too. And you're like, this sucks.
Yeah, I said this sucks too. I said this kind of sucks under my breath because I'm sad for both of them. If you're not happy, this is, and maybe you putting us in the mindset of them having this secret baby that she's thinking about, and they're just like, they can't even put one more thing on their plate because they're already nervous about that. Maybe it adds a little bit, but they've never really been extremely affectionate or really sweet. Cole and Casey have that fire within them. I don't know if I see that with Jesse and Allie. They seem like they've gotten to the point where they're just like decent friends after 12 years
roommates.
of dating.
No, I watched, it was like, it popped up after the podcast, or I clicked on it, they did like an Us Weekly interview, and it was like a shitty ass like MacBook interview, and he's feeding the baby and she's next to him, and I have to say, like, same energy.
Really? Oh no, their baby's name is Summer.
Yeah, cute. No, he seemed like the baby was sweet. They seemed happy about the baby itself, but together I was like, I'm not seeing it.
Oh my God, guys. I'm okay. All right. Well, this wedding, it didn't like, there wasn't any cute moments between them. Even when he had his
No.
head under her wedding dress and he was sort of putting his head back and forth doing those noises, I was like, this isn't that cute either.
No. Cole and Casey's wedding would be way better.
Oh my God. It almost made me long for a barnyard red Solo Cup kegger. Like,
Yeah.
that would be, like, even though Casey, it's not her dream probably, or Allie's, it at least is unique and characteristic. This
Yeah.
thing, they're going to be like, remember when we did the sparklers? It's like, I mean,
Yeah.
I love sparklers, but
He was like, Cole was like, why would I pay to have my wedding somewhere else? The farm has better views than anywhere.
yeah, he goes, imagine just doing a keg stand in a barn on your wedding day.
People are like obsessed with having like the package. Like,
Yeah.
I had a friend of a friend's wedding. They'll never hear this, but like, it was like a wedding where they did like a very packaged deal, like venue,
Mhm.
like chicken or fish, whatever. Like, it was to a T, like all of that ordinary stuff. And the groom's brother is a chef. Like, and he was like, I would have made like barbecue, like, so, like, he's like a renowned chef. Like, and he offered as like a wedding gift to like cater the wedding, and she wanted the
chicken or
venue
fish.
food, and I'm like, you're insane.
Oh my
like,
God,
that's just
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, it's like some people don't want it to be an outlet for their creativity. I understand, but I think that everyone, to sort of go against the grain, should have at least 2 or 3 moments that are purely you, like letting your brother go nuts. At our wedding, we let the DJ wear a dead mouse head so that we could all pretend that it was Dead Mouse the DJ.
Is
Fun
that true?
stuff. No, no, but I was just thinking, how funny would that be if you were like, we hired a DJ and then everybody got there and it's, no one, maybe some people wouldn't know, but like, who would know? It's Dead Mouse.
Yeah.
You'd be like, he's wearing this Dead Mouse head. Or Daft Punk. You could have 2 guys dressed up like Daft Punk at your wedding.
You can have like the Mary-Kate and Ashley like cigarette trays where like free cigs everywhere.
Yeah, let people smoke cigarettes or fireball, or maybe the flower girl passes out fireball shots to all of the people sitting in the row. Just little quirks. And you know what? And I'm not saying, I've been to these types of weddings and I love every minute. I order the fish every time. I point at the DJ when he plays a great song, he or she. Love it all. But I'm just saying, for a Bravo wedding, we've seen this in real life, and they had a real opportunity here to put a lot of fun stuff through here, and they didn't.
Allie kept saying multiple times in that video where she was like, our wedding video turned out amazing. I highly recommend that people watch it. I was like, I'm not watching your wedding video.
Yeah, are you kidding? We just watched the full unedited cut of it, or barely edited. Okay, then they're all done, and then Stephen Jr. goes, well, Calla is completely, she's not coming at all. I'm not even going to pretend to think about this anymore, but where the hell is Galena, who I love, and I really need to check up my
sweet Galena, because she was so excited to be invited, and now she's not here. Something is wrong, which is true. I mean, I think the producers were like, something is fucked up. You have to, like, he was becoming a producer liaison, and they broke the fourth wall where they were just like, because since it was sort of like an actual scare of like her safety and stuff, they were like, we actually do need to like handle this.
He's the producer puppet for sure. They call him and they go, guess what, Galena, well, he calls her Arena. Is it Arena?
Well,
Galena?
Arena's her daughter.
Okay. Well, Arena, he calls Arena first, right? She's crying. She says, my mom.
He calls Galena straight to voicemail. Then the daughter, she's crying.
Yeah. Arena's crying. She goes, guess what? My mom got in a car accident. I'm so upset. And he goes, is she hurt? And is she okay? And she goes, she's obviously not okay because it led her to have this car crash. And immediately you think like drinking and driving because she was drunk in her office, or you don't really think of an alternative. And then it says, and flashes on the screen. It goes, producers left the wedding to go get eyes on Galina. Here she was 7 minutes away on a road, and she was being arrested. A cop car is there, and her G-Wagon is up on a tow truck, and it looks like she crashed into a tree.
Yeah.
Right? Like a big tree. The entire front of
How did that even happen? It's so like remote. Like there's nothing. It's not like a highway.
No, and this is now like you could almost say the symbol of McBee is cars and car crashes and broken cars.
Yeah.
This is now the 8th broken car we've seen. Something is going on. And Galina
Vehicles down.
And Galina said, I don't know what happened, but the last thing I saw before darkness took me was Masha's smiling face. Because she thought that she was so scared that Masha was going to be the one who showed up. And she goes, and I just blacked out from pure a nervous breakdown.
Like rage. I'm like, it was crazy. I mean, it actually ended up just being sad because
it was sad.
I mean, I'm glad it wasn't a DUI. Like, I'm happy for that because that would have obviously landed her in hot water. But they have multiple body cam stuff, which I guess the point of body cam is that we as the public can like request to see it. So I guess that's why, because you would think that like that would be like private or whatever, but I guess the whole point is that like you can be like, I need to make sure that everything was above board.
I think so. I think you get to request it, and that's why Bravo gets access to this shit. They got Karen Huger's, long stuff where they edited it together. So yeah, they got access to this to see the truth. And Galina, she goes, I had a nervous breakdown. She's sitting on a big stump.
Yeah, they go, what happened? Like, and she goes, just a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my God, like they see the car, they look at her, she's sitting on a stump, and they go, obviously, I think there's something more to this. So Galina, I'm going to arrest you now and take you to the police station.
I do love she wasn't drunk, but she denied getting the field sobriety test anyways, which I'm like, she has a CFO lawyer brain. She's like, you're not testing shit.
Yeah, Megan said that that's what I should do if I ever get pulled over for no reason. You just say, because then you get 30 or 45 sweet extra minutes to let your
in LA it probably takes so long for them to get to you to do the blood.
BAC blood alcohol content. Yeah, you get an extra in LA County. You get an extra 2 hours to let your BAC simmer down. Take my blood.
I totally understand like why that needs to happen, but it is like weird to think about that. Like a cop is like, all right, like we're gonna get a warrant for your blood.
Yeah,
you're like, what?
They say it as provocative as they can. Okay, we're gonna take your blood in prison then. But
like
no,
a warrant for your blood.
I know.
Like that's so like sci-fi.
We have access to your blood. Yeah, it does sound like that. It's like but you give up the rights to your blood.
You relinquish your blood.
Yeah. I didn't know. I thought you always should do a big breathalyzer test, but Galina kind of proved a different way. You just say, "Wait, take me to jail. I want to wait for a second."
because it's not like cooperating in that regard gets you anything.
So even if Galina had a couple white wine spritzers and then drove and then blacked out from a nervous breakdown, she had that 30 minutes.
Although I don't even know if they did the blood because the cop in jail, when she goes to the drunk tank or whatever, she goes, I'm not going to pursue these driving under the influencing charges or whatever. So she might have just been like, all right, fine. You don't seem drunk. I don't want to deal with the blood.
Oh, I thought she took her blood. I really thought she took her blood.
I would love for them to see. Show me getting the blood then.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah, maybe you're right. Because Galina, I will say, she did seem pretty sober. I've seen Galina drunk as hell. And she was kind of like, hey, take me for my test. I'm fine going in the jail. Like, no big deal. Like, I understand why you're doing this.
You could probably, like, if you just, and this is not me telling people how to get away with a DUI, but I'm just saying, like, I bet a lot of the time the cops are like, oh, there's so much paperwork with the blood, and we have to, like, get a phlebotomist out here, and then that means I have to wait, and they're probably half the time just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, that's why they do the alphabet test, and you're Y, Z, Y, X. But no, I would, for sure. I'm never going to drink and drive. I swear on I swear to everyone right here and now. But if I was ever that type of person who wanted to do a couple cocktails and drive, I'd probably wait for the blood. Yeah.
Did Karen Huger do a field sobriety test?
I don't think they needed any more evidence for Karen Huger. I think they said, "Are you sure?" I mean, I don't know. I mean, that was kind of like Galina was on the cusp of like, I don't know, it sounds too wild that you had a nervous breakdown and crashed into a tree, but Karen, I don't
Yeah.
think she waved that right. And her blood would have lit on fire if when they pulled it from her. She was
Yeah.
so drunk.
Yeah. So Steven at one point, like we were saying before, he takes a call at the wedding, or Steve.
Steve.
Well, they both at one
do.
point have taken calls.
Steven goes, hey, Irina, guess what? She's not drunk. She's not even hurt. She just had a nervous breakdown where she smashed into a tree. And then at one point, Steve goes, hey, Irina, I heard the good news. I'm so glad she wasn't drunk. Your mom would be here in a pinch if we were ever going through any travails. And so I'm so happy. And it was kind of Steve McBee is not very cute very often, but he was having a little sweet moment caring about Galina for a second.
Yeah. I was like, at least he's not completely like, not my problem.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was nice for him to acknowledge his relationship with Galina enough to give Irina the update.
Yeah. I also wanted to shout out that it appeared that their wedding cake was a nothing bundt cake.
A what? Nothing?
Nothing bundt cake?
What is a nothing bundt cake? Does that mean like there's
it's like
nothing
a
on
brand. Like it was a bundt cake, but it looked specifically like this chain that sells bundt cakes. And it was just like the most like ordinary looking, like no frills cake. And I was like, why is that their wedding cake?
Was it big?
No. And I was like, maybe it's just their favorite.
They probably have a little secret joke about bundt cake, but and maybe that was like when the wedding planner said, what's one quirky thing you both want to do? And they both said at the same time, bundt cake. And then, so, maybe that was one of the quirks.
Yeah, it was just, I had to clock that. But yeah, so Steven Jr. tells Casey, because she's like, did you hear from Galina? Like, where the hell is she at? And he goes, don't tell anyone, but she wrecked the G-Wagon. She's going to jail. And then, of course, Casey immediately tells everyone, like, tells the wedding party table, and it spreads all the way down to the bride and groom. And I'm like, I mean, they didn't seem that concerned, but I feel like I wouldn't want to know anything like that. No. On my wedding day.
Casey was kind of telling it to Cole and Braden, but then Jesse's got ears like a Batman or something. He goes, what did you say about Galina? And then they kind of get that, gossip, over there too. But you're right. It's like maybe it isn't something that they should have been bothered about. But then, okay, then let's say we go from now Galina is out and one producer followed them with an iPhone. I don't think they had enough resources to get an entire team with Galina. So someone just had to film Galina as she goes back to her home, and she has this kind of heart-wrenching talk with her daughter, Irina. And the real takeaway for me is that Irina is like, oh my God, Mom, what the hell is going on with you? Are you trying to hurt yourself? This McBee family is causing you so much turmoil. She's almost alluding to the idea that Galina wants to possibly take her own life because she's so miserable about all this stuff, and that her daughter is just crying about Galina's mindset. And Galina keeps talking about how she wishes she could have seen Jesse McBee get married, and Irina's like, who cares? You almost died and you crashed into a tree.
Yeah. No, it's really bummer. She's like, I don't know what happened. I'll figure it out. I don't know if it was my anxiety. I'm so disappointed in myself. And her daughter's just like panicked. She's like, you have to change something in your life. Like, this is not good. And it's like they show the montage of all of her and Steve turmoil over the years. And it's like, yeah, you got to get out of there.
Yeah, and she does end this scene by saying, I think me and McBee have to go our separate ways because it's not healthy for me. And Irina does, she really cries and says, I have to leave tomorrow and drive 700 miles, and now I'm worried that you're going to be okay. And like when you hear that from your daughter, that's got to really, be a call to action or whatever, to be like, you're noticing something that I'm not fully ready to deal with yet. But it's true. I mean, Galina is definitely suffering majorly. Okay, then we go back to the wedding, and let's say now the McBees get to have a little bit of fun. I think not too much fun.
Yeah, it's all right. This is where we get the garter lap dance moment. What they coined the sparkler exit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they do a thing with the Just Married, the classic thing where you drive away. They do it in a vintage truck with, I couldn't tell what was a hook to the end. It wasn't cans, it was like tools or something.
Yeah, I think it was a bunch of cans of various like screws and bolts. And then they go goodbye Jesse, goodbye Allie. I mean, I would have liked to even see. I mean, I'm getting like greedy here, but even I'm sure they partied at home
Right.
after, that post-wedding relief. I mean,
Yeah.
I had it's like, oh my God, it's all over. Like you can just do whatever you want now, chug a beer. So I'm sure the producers were like, oh boy, that kind of sucked. Besides the Galena jail shit, that was a boring wedding. So then they tack on this 2 weeks later thing. And they're like,
Right.
Steven, I think you need to drop the bombshell on those boys right now.
Yeah.
And he goes, boys, meet me in the barn. I have
There's a special AI music that's like, the devil's gonna come when the sun goes down.
It was an awesome song. For some reason, this copyright free music doesn't hit me like as so strange as other Bravo music, because I can always tell that that's approximating pop music, and it's usually so shitty. But because I don't know country music enough, you could tell me that that's one of the biggest chart topping songs I've ever heard in my life, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I believe you. The devil's gonna come out when the sun goes down, and then he goes.
There's still nothing worse than the Valley theme song, though.
No, it says, I think we've covered this. It says, I'm all right 6 times in different ways.
All right. Okay, I'll also just say that but this scene where he admits that they're under federal investigation, I was extremely distracted because there were multiple barn kittens.
It was really cute. I was watching Pinocchio yesterday, and they all looked like Figaro. They each
one of the cutest Disney creatures.
One of the cutest,
and the goldfish.
Yes, Cleo and Figaro are so cute. But Figaro is one of the best characters. Walt Disney loved Figaro specifically. He said that's one of my favorite.
Doesn't he have his own little bed?
Yeah. Of course. And then he gets to sleep with Geppetto after he closes the window. It's so cute, and he gets jealous of Pinocchio. But anyway, all these little kitties, they're having this scene about the FBI, this Yellowstone-esque scene, and this one little kitty's going to Cole and going, eat me, and trying to rub against Cole's leg. And then there was just kitties everywhere while they were talking.
I was hoping they had barn cats. I wondered about that because they all have dogs. Like there's like 100 dogs between the 5 of them, but finally a cat.
Yeah. At one point, Jesse was giving a saucer of milk to one of the kitties while they were talking. But he goes, "I've got something to tell you, McBee boys. It's something the audience has known for 8 episodes, but now you need to know, and it's what we've known for a long time. We've been under investigation for underreporting our soybean yields in 2018, 2019, and 2020. My dad, Steve McBee, said on an insurance claim." That we had way less soybeans than we actually got.
Yeah.
And so he's been under investigation for a year. And then this was actually kind of cool, like a show that reveals something that you've been getting little hints of. It actually makes all of the helicopter shit, they give it some sort of like rationale for why he's been hinting at that by saying it's been happening since season 1, hence the helicopters and the meat inspector and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah. I think Jesse is like, are we named in that shit? And he's like, it's just Dad.
Just Dad lied on the corn and rain form. And then, they're kind of, taken aback. I guess they're learning this for the first time.
Supposedly. It also played some news clips where it's like local farmer Steve McBee pled guilty and faces up to 30 years in prison, which is, again, so wild.
I think he's going to get like 3 years, and he's going to be out on really good Steve McBee behavior. They're going to get one look at Steve McBee in there in prison, and they're going to say this guy's definitely getting the best behavior award for a while, because there's no way he's getting 30 years for lying on the corn and farm report one time about the yields for I would just be like, can you just say I was really, really drunk when I signed it?
Yeah, there's footage. I'm always drunk.
Yeah. Can you just say I was really, really drunk? But then the boys go, that's why Dad has been so stressed out and acting like sort of a jackass. He's been stressed this whole time.
Yeah. Under a ton of pressure. I mean, so has Steven Jr. Like, he was saying again on the pod that he was like, I know that we kept saying that we had 6 million due on November 1. And he was like, but it was actually more than that. But we tried to consolidate it for the crowd to understand. But he was like, a certain whatever it was, the crop yield, whatever, was due November 1st. But he was like, but it was more like 10 million by the end of the year. So he was like double stressed.
Oh my God. I misspoke then and said that I thought that whole part was fake and just a Steven Jr. invention, but now it was even worse than
No,
I imagined.
he was listing like very inside baseball stuff where he was like listing off what their bills were, and it was like so specific that
Whoa.
it rang totally true.
So
Like he
maybe
was like, we had to fulfill our orders for X, Y, and Z and blah blah blah. And I was like, damn, like
so maybe he really was being honest about that MacArthur barbecue and trimming the fat and losing all that and smoking
yeah.
that meat too much. Okay, well,
He also said that they can't afford to pre-order their spices because the minimum order is too big. So they haven't made spices yet.
oh really? Oh, so the minimum order, it's just a huge sack of
It was like
spices. Not like,
5,000 units or something, and he like didn't want to deal with that.
oh my God. We should, well, oh, I was going to say we should get a big McBee meat package, but I don't think you would enjoy it as much as me.
He said that a lot of fans are like buying their products to support them.
All right. Well, I'm going to figure out what's the perfect product for us to buy. But then he goes, guess what though? This thing is our, oh no, he doesn't say it yet. He goes, all right, boys, we're going to be fighting like hell against the government to take back what's ours.
I know. He goes, we're trying to run a damn farm and we got the government trying to hound us. And I'm like, he did fraud.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of money based off fraud that the government wants back that you used. All right, and then we get this beautiful, now it's like in life we are in death, or in death we are in life, tragedy, but then there's this beautiful moment. Blair is born. Blair is born to Casey and Cole, and it's a very sweet footage, all iPhone footage that they took of them. It's all the brothers get to hold Blair. Casey's having fun. They're being really cute and sweet. And then Steven goes, this is what I'm fighting for against the government. This is what the government wants to take away from me. They want to take away Blair. I'm going to fight like
legacy.
I'm going to fight like hell for Blair's legacy. And then this was awesome. They get Tessa to start talking. She goes, you can try your best to pull these McBee boys apart, but you will fail. I was like, oh my God, who's trying to pull the McBee boys apart?
Did you see Tessa's husband at the wedding?
No, was he sweet?
He was like very Duck Dynasty energy. He was wearing like those crazy like Jan Sixer glasses. He had a huge beard.
Oh my God. I didn't even look for 1 second at Tessa's husband. Holy shit. Yeah, I would have thought that some people would have been a little bit of like fun at that wedding. Like,
yeah.
Like I don't, yeah, whatever. I can't stress that enough. I really wish we had fun.
Apparently Steve McBee, last thing I'll say from the podcast, that he ran up to the wedding planner the like day of and was like, I'm inviting 15 more farmers. Can you pull up a table for them?
Really?
He was like, I'll pay whatever you need.
Wow. Did those farmers get in?
I think so.
Oh my God, that is awesome. Okay, well, good. That's great. And then we get these end cards. What did you think about this?
I didn't like the style of them.
Yeah, they look like shit. It was like it was
Hard
supposed
to
to be
read.
branded on a cow's ass. It was like huge. It was like they would do a big brand on a cow's ass, and they would show the cow screaming, and they would say, "Galina's still working for the farm, starting to date. She is starting to date someone." And then it would go to a different brand, and then it would say, "Calla and Steven have not seen each other since December, but they still text each other."
Yeah, it says he's dating again, but still hasn't been on a second date.
Yeah.
It says no wedding plans for Cole Casey, but I just said she said she would say yes. So
that's huge. That's kind of
we'll
breaking
see.
news for people who don't listen to the McBee Dynasty podcast. You're getting sort of extra information.
Yeah. And then it reveals finally here at the end that Jesse and Allie had a baby girl in April.
Yes.
And so you get that reveal finally at the end. And then Steve Sr. waiting on sentencing. They were saying, I think Cole was saying this. He was like, I want season 3 to be fun. He was like, there was too much stress on the first couple seasons. He's like, I think we could have like just a good time and be like chill on season 3.
Yeah, have more fun, go on more trips, get Steve McBee back in there, propose to Casey, show fatherhood. There's a lot of stuff that would really make season 3, fun as hell. Oh, I want to say on the sentencing for Steve McBee, I checked in because I was like, are we going to be reporting on Steve McBee's sentencing in 2 days? It got bumped to October 16th. There's this one
Okay.
guy, there's this amazing journalist that's like reporting on this. I'll look it up next time we talk about McBee's, but he was like giving all of the specifics about it. So it's October 16th, and he said that McBee is having to like restitute or like pay restitution a little bit, to try to get the money down before it like affects sentencing, like how much you can pay, or you need to start paying it off before the sentencing. I don't know, it's probably the most complicated shit in the world, but he had to forfeit 3 wristwatches already to start to pay down that were bought with the proceeds of this fraudulent money. And they were a Tag Heuer Formula One watch, a Tag Heuer Grand Carrera watch, and a Rolex Daytona. And they said that those have been evaluated between $23,000 and $1 million between those 3 watches.
When I was listening to the Bravo docket and they were talking about the divorce stuff, there were a lot of watches between him and Christy.
Oh my God.
And like boats and stuff too. So I'm like, yeah, like get rid of your fucking boat, get rid of your Nashville apartment, get rid of your helicopter.
Yeah, watches would be the easiest thing for me to depart with. I don't have one. Do you have a nice watch?
No, I have a Fitbit.
Oh man, I want a Fitbit. That's pretty nice.
Watch collecting is like, I almost like understand it, like because they retain value, like they're like they could potentially like accrue value, so it's at least like you could sell it, like he will have to, like you at least, it's not like
They're
a
like
car where it
items.
just like depreciates, where like at least you could sell it later.
Yeah, I want a Rolex Daytona.
You know who's super into watches?
Who?
Bethany.
Really?
And also John Mayer.
John Mayer and Bethany Frankel are into watches?
They're like in the watch hive. They're like in the highest echelon of watch collectors.
Holy shit. Well, I guess I like that sort of, because when I was watching Pinocchio, like Geppetto makes a lot of these sort of clocks and stuff and ticking stuff and like all the like gears. Yeah, I do kind of like that aspect of it, but I don't think I'll start a new watch collecting hobby. But if you collect watches, Turtle Time listeners, let us know, because that'd be amazing to hear.
I do end up on watch TikTok here and there, and I would like to have like one nice watch, like a Cartier watch or something like one nice watch before I die.
Oh my God. All right. Well,
if I have any sugar daddies out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. And I'll save up money too, just in case, so I can get you something like that. Okay. So did we do our duty here and recap the shit out of this McBee finale? Did we, were we right?
I think so.
I think that I think McBee Dynasty is still fun, and there's people who are going to get a thrill from this wedding, but just in the pantheon of Bravo weddings, not that this is a typical Bravo show, but come on, like start thinking about this as a show that you would want to watch and doing fun, crazy stuff that's not fake, but just fun. And this wedding was a real time where you could have done that, but they didn't. Okay. But it's still a very enjoyable season. I mean, I'm not down on McBee at all, and I can't wait for season 3. It needs to be renewed immediately.
Have any McBees been on Watch What Happens?
That's a wonderful question. I don't think so.
Bartenders, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Cole would be so great right next to Andy on Watch What Happens Live. I bet Andy would be like spinning around in his chair.
Wait, was Steven on with Tamra Judge?
Oh my God,
God.
That makes sense. Oh my God, that's a great first guest for McBee to introduce the McBees as Steven Jr. Okay,
gotta track that down.
All right, you answered that question. I lied and I was wrong.
I think him and Jesse were bartenders once. And then because he's wearing something different. So, and then it looks like he was on with Tamra. But I'm like, when was that?
Was he wearing a cowboy hat?
Of course.
Wow. All right. Well, this is wonderful. Well, that concludes our McBee discussion for the day. And now, Amy, you and I have a lot to announce. This is big. Yes. Don't just turn off Turtle Time right after the recap like everyone does. It's time for Amy and I to wallow in something fun for once. Amy and I, 2 days ago at the start of the week, Amy and I did a huge thing. It's called the Turtle Time Expansion Project. We are looking at 2026 and the first quarter yields, and we want some major profit center to sort of, we're hoping to really expand the Turtle Time empire, and we announced 2 new Patreon tiers on Patreon for our Villa Rosa VIPs and for anyone in the world to join. Do you want to talk a little bit about these tiers, Amy?
Yes. Okay, so we have our original one that we've already always had. We kind of renamed it a little bit. It's called Villa Rosa VIP Behind the Gates. This is where we do our Vanderpump Rules recap series from the very beginning. So you get one episode extra per week for a month. Also access to the back catalog, which is over 100 episodes deep at this point. So not only do you get one more a week, but you can watch or listen to 100 extra ones, which is also then you get to comment and be part of our community where everyone is awesome. But then we wanted to give people a little bit more. So for $10, you can join Villa Rosa VIP screening room. And there we will have all the same Vanderpump Rules, but for our regular episodes, you'll get to listen to them ad-free and watch ad-free. And we're adding an extra movie episode once per month where we will review a movie that you guys will vote for what we watch.
Yeah, and this is going to blow your mind. We already recorded our first episode. It's about the 1971 film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's already available to our screening room VIPs right now, and we're going to be doing that once a month, just like a Rolex Daytona watch, right on time. Every single month, we're going to talk about a new movie, and our screening room VIPs are going to get to vote from 2 or 3 options. So Amy and I aren't just like running wild with this thing, doing a bunch of shitty movies that no one wants to hear. You'll be able to vote and be a part of the process. We're going to be talking about all of our movie related shit in this forum here. It's called the Villa Rosa Film Society. And that's what you get access to for $10 a month. And then that last tier, don't even get me started. Woo, this is like the McBee Dynasty tier, but it's actually called Villa Rosa Premier Patron
Lisa's Boudoir.
Oh my God, let me tell you about this tier. It's $25 a month, and you get access to everything that those other tiers have. The Villa Rosa Film Society episode, all of our recaps, it's all ad-free. But every single month, Amy and I will make a video just thanking our Lisa Boudoir people over and over again, saying, you are the best people on earth. We love you so much. You saved our lives. You're so sweet. And then that's really it. It's a tier for people who are really, really rich, like the McBee family.
Yeah, we almost called it the Medici tier because they are our patrons of the arts supporting what we do here. And we have to say, part of the deal is that you get shouted out when you join. So we have our first, I believe, 10 starting in the past couple of days. So should we all do the first 5 and you do the second 5?
I would love to take the second 5.
All right. I'm going to shout out Jillian H., Caitlin Stanley, Molly McGuire, Sarah McNally, Kayla Zahner.
You 5, I don't even know what to say. You get access to Lisa's Boudoir, and that means that Amy and I love you for the rest of our lives. You can do anything in the world right now, and it doesn't matter because you have Amy and I's pure love. And I'm going to say that goes for the next 5 as well. We have Emma Jackson, Nicole Badali, Katie, Meredith Daniels, and Lindsay D. Now, those are also Lisa's Boudoir members. We love them like no other. I mean, can I be honest for a second? I love all of our Villa Rosa VIPs, but there is just something amazing about people who are a part of this Lisa's Boudoir tier. We love you all so much, and we thank you. You are really keeping Turtle Time alive in a time of great need.
It's true. Whether you're first, second, or third tier, every bit counts. And I think they all offer great stuff. So, they're all good options, whatever works for you.
Yeah, and I don't mean to say there's no difference in the love. It's all pure radiating love. Of course, Villa Rosa VIPs are loved. Everyone who's a part of the Patreon is loved. But this is a special shout out for people who said, whoa, $25 a month. That's oh my God, could you imagine?
Yeah, and I think this system is going to be really fun for when we're at BravoCon because maybe, we can feel comfortable releasing some exclusive tidbits that are paywalled.
Oh my God, yes, absolutely. There will be secret stuff to share. So anyway, that's just a new thing. That's a huge news for Amy and I for Turtle Time. We've never done that. We've never adjusted it in 2 years, but we decided to do it now. And I think it's good and fun. There was a very positive reaction to it, I would say.
Yeah, we were putting off doing any system changes because it's a bit of a heavy lift to get all of that content in place. But now that we have, I think it's going to be really fun.
I think so too. And we get to talk about movies. We'll still talk about movies, of course, all the time, but now we'll have a dedicated space to talk about certain films that Amy and I
Yeah,
cherish. So,
maybe we can go to Cannes next year.
oh my God, holy shit. If the Villa Rosa Film Society gets to go to Cannes, I mean, that would be one of my dreams fulfilled. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah. I think at the least we should, I'm saying this so that I remember, but like we should start like trying to get into screenings like how we went to Megalopolis.
Oh my God. All right, let's do it. I mean, now that we're certified film critics, I think that the world is kind of our oyster, so to speak. All right, well,
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, did we do our jobs here today? Turtle Time listeners, Villa Rosa VIPs, Lisa's Boudoir members, screening room members. I think we did news, and then we recap McBee Dynasty. We'll be back later this week with our recap of Miami and OC. And
Yes.
that's it for today, Amy, unless there's anything else you want to say.
Now I'm gonna go put my McBee hat. I guess hang up my McBee hat and put on a different hat.
Yeah, I'm going to hang up my McBee cowboy hat and put on a hat that they would wear in Miami.
I wonder, I'm going to Tahoe soon. I think they have a Kimosabi there. Maybe I'll get an overpriced cowboy hat there, and then I'll have it for season 3 ready to go.
That would be so awesome. Mark your calendars. When McBee season 3 recap start, if Amy's wearing a cowboy hat, you'll say mission accomplished. All right, okay.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.